In the economy of a psychological predator, your pain is their currency, your anger is their entertainment, your tears are their validation, your confusion is their power. They are emotional arsonists, and they cannot start a fire without one critical ingredient: fuel. For years, you've tried logic, you've tried explaining, you've tried defending, arguing, pleading, and every time it got worse. Because you were speaking the wrong language. You were operating in the realm of reason and emotion, while they were operating in the realm of drama and supply. Today, we learn a new language, a language of calculated neutrality. This is not about winning. This is about making the game so uninteresting, so unrewarding, that the predator simply walks away to find a better toy. This is the gray rock method, when and how to become unmanipulable. Consider this your advanced course in psychological invisibility cloaking, your mental Krav Maga for surviving the inescapable predator. Gray rock is a strategic defense mechanism designed for one purpose: to make yourself a profoundly boring, unreactive, and uninteresting target to a person who feeds on emotional drama, conflict, and control. It is a shield, not a sword. It is a disengagement tactic, not a reconciliation strategy. It is a behavioral protocol, not an emotional state. It is a temporary survival tool, not a permanent personality. It is not the silent treatment, which is punitive and emotional. It is not stonewalling, which is defensive and hostile. It is not weakness or surrender. It is not a way to fix or change the manipulator. In behavioral psychology, when a behavior is no longer rewarded, it undergoes extinction. The creature stops performing it. A toddler's tantrum, if ignored, eventually stops. A narcissist's provocation, if it yields no emotional payoff, no fight, no tears, no satisfying confusion, will, over time, diminish. You are not fighting the predator. You are starving it. Becoming a gray rock is a conscious, disciplined practice. It rests on three interdependent pillars. Pillar 1, emotional and verbal neutrality, the surface. This is your exterior, your face, your tone, your word choice. The monotone. Your voice becomes a flat line. No peaks of excitement, no valleys of sadness. A calm, uninflected drone. The non-committal lexicon. Your vocabulary shifts to the blandest, least informative words possible. Instead of "that's amazing," okay. Instead of "that's so unfair and it hurts me," I see. Instead of "I can't believe you'd say that," that's a perspective. The boring face. Your expression is that of someone listening to mildly uninteresting traffic news. A slight, polite nod. No eye rolling, no widening of the eyes, no tightening of the jaw. Mental dojo drill number 1, the weather report. Practice describing your most emotionally charged day, a betrayal, a triumph, with the same tone and brevity you'd use to describe yesterday's partly cloudy skies. There was an incident. It was handled. The outcome was as expected. You are training your vocal cords and facial muscles in the art of unremarkable delivery. Pillar 2, information diet and topic control, the substance. A manipulator mines your personal life for ammunition, insecurities, dreams, fears, and for supply, drama, secrets, emotional reactions. Your job is to become an information black hole. The generic answer: "How was your day?" Fine, the usual. The non-answer: "What do you really think about Sarah? She seems like a person." The topic misdirect. They probe for drama about work. "Must be tough with your terrible boss." You respond: "The weather's been unusual lately, hasn't it?" The broken record. For invasive or baiting questions, have one boring phrase and repeat it. "I'd rather not get into that. That's personal." Said with the same energy each time. You are not lying. You are offering nutritionally empty informational calories. You are giving them so little to work with that their attempts to provoke feel like trying to start a fire with wet sawdust. Pillar 3, predictable rhythm and limited access, the rhythm. Manipulators thrive on chaos and intermittent reinforcement, hot and cold, loving and cruel. You must become the human embodiment of predictability. Slow your response time. If you used to reply to texts in 30 seconds, now reply in 3 hours or a day. not out of spite, but out of being busy. Remove the immediacy of your reaction. Shorten your interactions. Conversations are brief and functional. Did you pay the bill? Yes. Where's the document? On the desk. End scene. Control the environment. If possible, interact only in public, via text, email, or with others present. This naturally limits their theatrical range. The medium chill. You are not cold, which is a reaction. You are room temperature. You are a beige wall in a waiting room. Mental dojo drill number 2, the 3-second buffer. Before responding to any provocation, physically pause for 3 full seconds. In that silence, ask yourself, will my response provide them with emotional fuel? If the answer is yes or maybe, default to your gray rock phrase bank. This buffer is the space where your old instincts die and your new protocol takes over. Gray rock is a specialized tool. You don't use a scalpel to hammer a nail. Here is when it is your weapon of choice. 1. The inescapable predator. The narcissistic family member you can't go no contact with. The toxic coworker or boss you can't immediately quit. The co-parent you must interact with. When you are trapped in a shared space, physical, professional, or legal gray rock is your psychological hazmat suit. 2. The hoovering axe or probing manipulator. When a past abuser circles back to check in looking for a supply hit, your dramatic, emotional leave me alone is still a reward. A bored monotone, I'm fine, things are fine, is a denial of service. 3. The initial targeting phase. If you sense the love bombing or the probing for vulnerabilities early, preemptively going gray rock can make you a dissatisfying target, causing them to lose interest before they fully engage. When not to gray rock. In healthy relationships to resolve conflict, it's destructive. As a first resort with a reasonable person having a bad day, if you are in immediate physical danger, compliance and escape are priority. The golden rule, gray rock is for managing predators, not partners. The internal reality, surviving the storm within. This is the hardest part. Externally, you are a placid lake. Internally, you may feel like a volcano. They will provoke, they will escalate, they will try bizarre, hurtful tactics to get the old rewarding reaction from you. This phase is called an extinction burst, the predator's final desperate attempt to get the reward it's used to. They may accuse you of being cold, heartless, a robot, ramp up the cruelty or the weirdness, love bomb you suddenly to see if the old you is still in there, recruit flying monkeys to tell you you're being unreasonable. Your internal dojo drills. 1. The internal narrator. In your mind, narrate their actions like a wildlife documentarian. Observe how the subject is now escalating to personal insults. This is a predictable attempt to trigger an emotional response to restore its supply. No engagement is forthcoming. This creates critical psychological distance. Do the sacred venting channel. You must have an outlet for the real emotions you are suppressing in their presence. A therapist's office, a locked journal app, a single trusted friend who understands the protocol. You are not becoming emotionless, you are redirecting your emotional truth to a safe and fertile ground, instead of dumping it on the barren, toxic soil of the manipulator. 3. The meaning reframe. Every time you successfully gray rock, do not see it as losing an argument. See it as winning a tactical round. You successfully denied them supply. You protected your energy. You reinforced your sovereignty. It is a silent victory, celebrated internally. Gray rock is not a life sentence. It is a strategic season. Its ultimate goal is one of 2 outcomes. Outcome 1, they leave. You have become such a low-yield source that they devalue and discard you. Congratulations. This is mission success. They have fired themselves from your life. Outcome 2. You gain ultimate strategic position. You reduce the interactions to such a minimal, boring level that you reclaim your mental peace, even in their proximity. You have contained the psychological poison to a manageable level. The transition back to color. Once the threat is gone, either because they've left or because you've gained enough strength to leave, you must consciously reintroduce your color. You must practice vulnerability with safe people. You must rediscover your passions, your humor, your spontaneity, not as a reaction to someone, but as an expression of your safe, sovereign self. The goal was never to become a rock. The goal was to use the rock's principles to protect the fragile, vibrant ecosystem of you until the storm passed. Epilogue: the sovereign's silence. In the end, Gray Rock teaches a profound lesson about power. True power is not in the loudest reaction, but in the choice of whether to react at all. It is the power of the moon, which simply by being there governs the tides without ever touching the water. You're not practicing suppression. You're practicing selective engagement. You are choosing to invest your priceless emotional and mental energy only in lands that can nurture it, not in psychological deserts that will only drain it. You become unmanipulable not by building higher walls of anger, but by developing a deeper, quieter center of gravity that no external drama can pull off its axis. Your peace is not a negotiable commodity. Gray Rock is how you stop putting it on the market. Subscribe for next, the No Contact Field Manual, From Withdrawal to Freedom.